Alright, what is good for the culture family? Hope all of you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Give me 1 second here and we will get started on the markets. Let me fix my camera so that you guys can see a little bit better. Alright, that's a bet. Let's get into the markets. Actually, let's go take a look at my FX book first. Mute this. Alright, so we are looking at my FX book. We had some high volume news. I believe home sales was today, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, durable goods. So we had durable goods today. High volume news, expecting some volume into the markets, or high impacting news, shall I say. So we are expecting some volume in the markets. Let's actually take a look here at TradingView and what we see happening here for the NAS 100, the NQ. Let's see. Hold on. Let me all right. So we are logged in here. Let's actually remove all the drawings. We're going to start with a very fresh analysis for what we see coming into the day, right? So previous daily closed as a bullish candle. Current daily is in fact bearish. What do we see happening on the previous 4 hours? We are in a bearish wave, right? So the 4-hour time frame is in fact starting to correct some of this impulsive move that we've seen happening both on Monday and on Tuesday, right? We had this huge wave up. Price had opened with a gap, and generally gaps get filled, and it's likely that this gap will get filled, but price did not come back directly to fill it once we had broken these previous key 4-hour highs. It just continued to push up with volume. So what do we see happening today? Price is actually in what we believe to be a corrective wave. Well, it's not what we believe to be. It is a corrective wave until otherwise stated. And why is it a corrective wave? Because we had this impulsive move up within one 4-hour candle. It took one 4-hour bullish candle. It took four 4-hour candles to correct that move there. So impulsive move, correction, slower volume, slower steady move. Not that price isn't in the bearish market structure, but it is a slower move. It is a corrective structure. We are in an overall bullish trend, and the larger time frame pressure within this 4-hour wave is still bullish. Anything that we see is just a pullback until we get a larger time frame area broken, which would be down here. So a lot of ways to go before we start to see a true larger time frame bearish flip. And we talked about it on Monday and Tuesday of where we're at on the weekly time frame. You can see that the previous weekly did in fact close bullish at a key weekly level of demand here. After creating this high, we got a correction. So price is likely to push up to here and could potentially just go and break through these highs. So I'm expecting a long-term bullish sentiment here for NAS 100. But as of right now, what are we looking to capitalize on for the day today, right? So price on the 1-hour time frame has came down to a key 1-hour level of resistance here, or 1-hour level of demand, shall I say? Because why? Price created a high up here, created a low, created a new high, created a higher low, higher high, right? And then it came back down into this level, has not broken, and pushed back up. So where we're at our premium zone. And if we take a look here, price is likely just swept our opening range here on the smaller time frame. So if we take a look here on the not bar by bar replay, we want to look at that indicators, metrics, FX market sessions, boom. So you can see what just happened. We had our opening range. This was the high of the opening range. This is the low of the opening range. We had this low get swept, and it's likely that price can continue in the direction of the bullish trend of the larger time frame, potentially, right? What is the current wave in? We're in a bearish wave. Previous 4-hour did close bearish. We want to wait and see how this current 4-hour candle closes. If this 4-hour candle closes bullish, that will leave some things for us to be able to capitalize on. Why? Because if we do get a 4-hour bullish candle close, where does the 4-hour have to close in order to be bullish? Well, it's already bullish here, right? So we just tapped into a smaller time frame area of interest, right? On a 1-hour time frame. We know that this is our key retest zone that we're looking for a potential flip off of. Now, what would I be looking to execute on, and how would I be looking to scale into a trade if we seen a move? Well, price just came through and created this new low here. What do I need to happen? I need price to go and sweep my key high. This is my key high. Why? Because this candle, this bearish candle, is the starting move that broke through this previous low. Price was creating lower lows and lower highs, came up here, came back down, broke through a key low. This becomes the key high. So in order for this wave here to switch from being in a bearish trend to now being in a bullish trend, we need to see the high get swept. We already had our internal range of the opening for New York get swept in terms of the low. We retested into a key level of resistance. This is all textbook in terms of how we plan to capitalize. So what I'm going to do is actually send out I'm going to send out my analysis here to our VIPs, because for our VIPs we want to send out everything. So if you're in the VIP Telegram, we're going to you will get sent all of the setups that I look for throughout the day, and you know how I plan to capitalize. Also, I'm going to start doing daily recaps. So at the end of the day, we'll have our daily recap where we will get on and we'll talk about what happened in the day, what we can expect to happen for the next day, and how we plan to capitalize the things that we did good and the things that we executed on. We caught a very beautiful trade yesterday. Was it during let me see, let me move this here. Tuesday, we caught our move right within this level here on the 1-minute time frame. Price essentially exactly what we're looking for today, right? So there's no difference in what we were looking for yesterday to what happened today. So what happened? Price was in an overall bullish market structure, but we was in a bearish correction, right? We came down, created a low, and here, let me draw this out because I want it to be clear. Price came and created a low, created a high, created a new low, created a new high, new lower low. Then it broke that high. I waited at this point for price to retest in this area and then continue pushing up to this high, because that would be my confirmation. What did price do? It broke through that low. So this was a false breakout. This was also the opening range sweep, right? So we had got that opening range sweep right as these candles opened up here, and then price, what did it do? It corrected, created a new low. This became my key high. When this high got broken with this move here, we waited, and I said, and I'm going to have a video released today about everything that happened in yesterday's trade. You definitely do not want to miss that video. It will be posted at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just shortly after we wrap up from the session, it'll be posted, and you do not want to miss that. But price came down to our area of interest. It closed bullish after flipping and creating a new high. And then that's when I went ahead and took my entries and set our take profit up to the high here. So same exact thing that we're looking for today. In terms of our overall market structure, we want to see that smaller time frame flip, right? In order for us to be sure that price is now going from being in this bearish wave to now being in a bullish wave. But because we're at our key 1-hour level, this is a key area that we would look for a possible flip. Now, I'm not interested in looking for a sell unless this key 1-hour area gets broken, right? So I won't be looking to take any types of sell positions until and if this key area gets, this key 1-hour low right here gets broken. It's been a while. Yeah. How have you been? I hope you've been good. Hope you've been good. We're going to be doing these live sessions every day now. Without fault. At least that's the plan. All right. So Now we just got to continue to be patient, right? We just have to be patient and wait for our setup to present itself. The larger time frame we have to see is in fact was bearish. Let me rephrase that, was bearish. Now let's talk about this 4 hour, because I want you guys to understand how all of these time frames connect to each other. So if this 4 hour candle closes bullish, right, it's likely that the next 4 hour candle opens up as a bullish candle and it breaks this previous 4 hour candle high. So let's put a buy candle here. And this is just putting all the pieces together, right? Identifying where we're at on the larger time frame, where we're at on this, or what, identifying what's the direction on the larger time frame, where is majority of the volume going, where are we at on the smaller time frame, which means our 1 hour, are we at our key levels, which we indeed are, and then waiting for the confirmation on the 1 minute, potentially the 5 minute time frame. So we have 16 minutes. You always have to wait for the candles to close. We don't want to make a move before our confirmation candles close. But let's say this current 4 hour candle closes as a bullish candle and we see the high of the previous 4 hour candle gets swept. What does that mean for the smaller time frame? That means from the smaller time frame that we have this high, which is our key high, get broken. Now if price sweeps this low here without breaking this low, this now becomes the key high, and we'll look for this area to get broken, a flip off of that area, a pullback, and then a continuation. But as long as this key 1 hour area doesn't get broken, we can still look, and we will be still looking for our buy positions. Let me pull up my other accounts, because I do not want to be ready. Yeah, man, I'm not trying to miss it, man. We don't have no time to be missing monions. We can't be missing it, chat. So it's just important that we wait. You know, the 4 hour candle would need to close bullish, or we just see that smaller time frame confirmation, that flip. The 4 hour time frame closing bullish though would be ideal, because if we get that smaller time frame flip, we can go ahead and execute on our positions, and I'll just look to target whatever the high is that's created. That I mean, obviously we could look to try to take out these highs here all the way at the top, which would be a likely target. Why would this be a likely target? Let's talk about it. Because it's likely, based on how the volume has been closing after the past 2 days, that we do continue pushing bullish. We are coming up to some resistance, but it is likely that, and we're anticipating with the flip on, if we get the flip on the smaller time frame, 4 hour closes bullish, and then we get that flip on the smaller time frame, it's likely that the daily candle will close bullish, and if that's the case, price will likely go ahead and sweep the high that was created, the day high, right? The current day high, which is up here. So, and that's just for price to continue in the direction of the trend. We got an impulsive move, a corrective structure, and then you see a continuation. So it'll be a continuation based trade to go ahead and target those highs. So I'm going to send this out to my VIP members so that they know what it is that we're looking for down to a T, because it's really, really important that, to me, that everybody understands how we do this, and you know, that you be able to identify it for yourself, right? So in any way that I can, you know, help, I don't use trends, in any way that I can, you know, help it be easier to read the markets. Now, just because you'll be able to read the markets, being able to execute is the second half, right? And to execute properly, we talk about the ace trader method. So how do we ace every trade? We first need to anticipate. So we first need to anticipate what the markets can do. That starts with looking at our larger time frames. What is our larger time frames doing? Daily is currently bearish. 4 hour is currently bearish. We got to wait for this 4 hour candle to close. And then once we, you know, we anticipated and we're waiting for the next step, which is C, confirmation. And we wait for our confirmation. Once we get our confirmation, E, execute. Now, when you execute, that means executing at the proper risk, without hesitation, and with confidence in the trade. Now, making sure that all the steps of the 9-step checklist, and let's go over the 9-step checklist. Looks like we just swept this low here. Let's see if it breaks through this low. This now becomes my key high here. If it breaks through the 1 hour candle low, then that we'll have to reevaluate the structure from the larger time frame. Let's see, add an alert here. So what I want to see, and what would be ideally, is that we go ahead and flip off of this level. We go and break this high here. We get our flip and then a continuation. So we'll wait for that alert to go off there. But yeah, we just make sure that we execute properly, right? We wait for the 7 or the 9 steps, and I'll actually, let me see if I can't pull these up here. Hold on. First, let me send this to the VIP. Let's do this. No. This here. Yeah, there we go. It's looking like we're going to go ahead and sweep this low. Just sweep it. Yes, it indeed did. Okay, so let's see if this is a true low break. If this is a true low break, price should correct back up to this area without breaking this high and then continue pushing down. If in fact we do see a push up and price breaks through this high, that will mean that this is a false break, and we can see, and that will flip the structure back to bullish. We still would need a corrective structure, but current volume is to the downside. And like I said, we have not seen a correction yet, so this could be the start that fills this gap here. I know I'm moving kind of fast, but this gap is going to get filled. It's not a matter of if, it's more so a matter of when, right? And this could be the start of that move here. So since we just got this break, 1 hour key break, at this point I'm waiting for a potential correction back into these areas here, and then a smaller time frame flip for a continuation. So just like that, we completely have to switch our bias by what the markets is showing us. I'm not here to try to predict what the markets is doing. No, that's not my job. My job is to read the charts, to read the price action, and then execute based off my strategy in the proper time, right? So we just got that low break. Now we're waiting for a correction back up into here, right? And then a continuation down. So we're going to see if we can't get a correction like into this level in the 5 minute, and then potentially like, you know, a flipping continuation down. So since this is what I call like corrective, I will just be targeting whatever the low is that's created right before our correction. I'll just be targeting whatever that low is. And why I say that is because at any moment price can flip back into the direction of what the larger time frame trend has been showing us, and that has been bullish, right? So we want to make sure that we're not trying to hold and swing this position. We just want to go ahead and, you know, get out at our target areas, whatever is the low that's created. So we're gonna I'm going to copy link and send this into the VIP real quick. And so basically I'm just going to tell them today on the 4 hour time and 1 hour and daily, we are currently bearish with the lower 5 minute time frame confirming, and we just had a break of the key 1 hour low. sell positions for the continuation of that. Oof. Boom. So that's been sent out to the team so that they're aware of what we're looking for. And the goal, like I said, is for all of them should know and we've been going over these things often. All of them will be able to understand, okay, what is he talking about? What did he say? The 4-hour candle is bearish, the daily candle is bearish, the 4-hour candle is bearish, the 1 hour is bearish, right? And then the smaller time frame on, the 5-minute, it just confirmed with that 1 hour low. Like, all of these are things that members will be able to identify. Because we created this high, we created a low, we created a new high, created a low, created a new high. Price came back down. We got some rejection off of that area, but didn't break. Now it flips. So now we need to see a correction and then a continuation of that move, targeting whatever is the low that's created. This is all a part of, like I said, the system, right? This is all a part of our system. Lots of volume coming in here. See, and yeah, so we're not going to look to fight this. We're going to get ourselves a 5-minute correction and look for a continuation. Pretty much all I want to see. And honestly, if we can get a pullback into the 1-minute premium with a 1-minute bearish candle close, that would be like the best play right there. That would be the best setup. Why is this my one minute premium candle? Because this is the 1-minute candle that started for the break of this previous low here. So that's where we're looking for our supply zone to get tagged into. That's where we'll look for a possible entry. We would need to see first. What do we need to see first? For one, this 4-hour candle close bearish, which is likely going to do here. The next 4-hour candle to pull back, creating a top wick. And then a continuation of that bearish move to the downside, likely to potentially sweep these lows here. So this is what I would honestly believe that price could sweep these lows here before we start to see some real correction, right? So that's what we wait for. Now it just comes down to being disciplined. What's good, Susio Jr.? What's good, my boy? Looking for some sales here on that Nazi girl. Got the larger time frame closing bearish, smaller time frame confirming it. Waiting for our confirmation. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. You already know, just another day in the life. Another day in the life. You feel me? Is it better if I like in my ear with the light? I think that looks a little bit better. What y'all think? Y'all can see me now. Alright, so let me pull up. Yeah, we need to see some like 5-minute correction to begin to form for us to look to scale in. I just sent it out to my friend. He's been wanting to put it together. And he's been getting it all this week. I want to say no, all last week and this week. So he just started learning last week. So all last week he was looking at it. Yesterday he came over and was, we sat here and we broke down the trade that I took yesterday, how we was able to make the $1,800 in the session time. And like I said, if you guys, y'all gotta watch this video today because Tradeovate violated us so bad yesterday. I was able to make $1,800 on one account, but as soon as we went to take the entry on Tradeovate for like the Tradeovate accounts that I have, it said they had maintenance like during like our session time right at the entry. And I had been trying to log into my accounts like that prior, like 20 minutes prior before the entry, and price like completely just, yeah, it took off right after the entry. It just took off. I was able to catch it on one account, but not all the other ones because of that move. And it's looking like price is just gonna go ahead and sweep this low without even giving us a real correction. But let's see if we can get a correction, because a correction would be absolutely beautiful with all of this volume here. A 5-minute correction and then a potential continuation. But nothing, no opportunity really is had in this. Lots of volume, definitely lots of volume, but no opportunity had here for myself. Price just remaining in this bearish structure, this bearish trend. You see 4 hour just closed, is about to close absolutely ridiculously. And so now we just continue to update the structure. Like, I still want to see a 5-minute correction and a continuation down. That would be ideal. This might take some time here for us to see that play out, but that's what I'm waiting for. I gotta turn my camera a little bit more. I'll be leaning back. I want y'all to be able to see me when I'm leaning back without it being right. Oh, say that, Joe. What's good, gang? Yeah, that thing is sliding, ain't it? It is definitely is sliding. So let me I didn't log in on my accounts. Pull that up. Log me in, please. All right. See if we have any problems logging in today. Let's see. See if we got any problems. Okay, we're maintenance free today. Chat, we're maintenance free. So we'll be good. Let me actually post this on Instagram. 4 hour candle just closed, bearish candle. That's what we're anticipating. Let's see if we can't get a steep top wick. I mean, I don't believe that, but I need like the steepest top wick. Like, I need the first like 15 to 20 minutes of this 4 hour candle to correct right into this area. That would be perfect. So it's gonna be a 5-minute time frame setup because there's like so much volume in the markets. I want to see that 5-minute correction, get a full-on blown correction, and we'll look to take sales. It's looking like it's gonna take a little minute. Well, it might not. You never know with Nas. We could push up here in the next 10 minutes and be in our area. And like I said, if price pushes through, right, we close as a bearish candle at this 1-minute premium right here, then that's wraps, right? Because if we come to 1-minute premium, then I'll take it based on the 1-minute time frame. But if we come into the 5-minute premium and only in the 5-minute premium, then I'll take it based on the 5-minute time frame. Makes sense? The 1 minute will offer the best risk to reward in terms of the setup. A crazy risk to reward. Well, I'm not gonna say crazy, but like, let's see. Say price comes to the 1-minute premium, it'll likely close like bearish somewhere like this. Generally, it has like a little bit of volume in it. So let's say our entry is like somewhere right in here, and then our target would be well back down here. So like a 1 to 4. I mean, you know, anywhere between like a 1 to 4 to a 1 to 7. They ain't talking about some 3 bands. Yeah. You said 3 bands?
Huh?
It said 3 bands.
As far as TP, not risk. It's like $500.
Oh, type time. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So something around that. That's what we were looking for. Make about $2,800 on the premium, and then on the larger, probably risk a little bit more. Have to risk a little bit more, depending, just because of the amount of volume. But still, about $2,000. I can only make a max of 1,500 on one of my accounts, so I'm gonna make like 14.99 if I can. I probably shouldn't do that. I probably should make like 14.50 because you get slipped and stuff like that.
Indeed, you can,
Like I got taken out last week when I was trying to make only like $600 at 900 to pass an account. Not necessarily because I was, in a trade, but just to pass an account. So this 5-minute candle can close bullish. Let's see if we close bullish in the next, minute and 45 seconds, and we might see something juicy today. We might see something juicy. Let's update the Telegram. What we're looking for. Because they need to know. Chat, I made the mistake of not eating anything before hopping on the stream, and now I'm paying the price. I am paying the price. Let's see. I'm gonna tell the group price. Okay, let me see. As soon as my thing connects, price has had an impulsive move down, which further aligns. How do you spell lines? Oh, there we go. Okay, with our current bearish sentiment, we'll be looking for a possible. That's a good sign. Possible skip. Goodness gracious, man. I'm really struggling. Possible. That is not right. Telegram. I need spell check like possible. There we go. Possible. Looking for possible scale and opportunities. Opportunities from our 5-minute key. Our 5-minute premium. So, boom. They call me Mr. Boombastic. I'm gonna actually share this with the free Telegram too. So everybody in the free Telegram will know that what I'm looking for as well. Let's go and tap into the chat real quick, VIP chat. Let everybody know.
Your core coming today, too.
My core. I forgot to order it because I couldn't log into Amazon. That was what I literally spaced on it. I need that cord too. I'm tired of trying to twist the headphone jack to see if it works. You feel me? Can't even play the game, guys. I've been trying to play the game, and I got my headset. I violate my headset. I need a headset with a wireless headset actually, but my headset gets like caught on my chair sometimes, or like the controller will drop while it's connected to the headset, so my headset, the aux portion of it, it's like bent, broken, so it has a short, and they can never hear me when we get active on the game. So I'll be having to get it right. I'll be having to twist it and ask if they can hear me. I'm over here giving call outs and nobody can hear. Looking for a cell game on if we can get a 5 minute correction. And so what could we potentially do? We could take a correction based buy, right? Within this move, if we get our lower time frame confirmation. So what would a lower time frame confirmation to be a corrective based buy? We need, for one, the 5 minute to close bullish as it did. It created this high. It did not come and create a new low, but we would need to see this start to flip, right? Not the highest probability setup. I don't really like taking correction based trades. I just like continuation based trades to continue in the direction of what volume is, because it's gonna, for one, offer you your highest risk to reward, and it's also going to help you. It's a much more higher probability trade, right? So we're looking to take A plus setups, and we're only looking to take A plus setups. Has a setup been shown today? No, there has not yet been a scalable opportunity on this move for me here on Nas, right? Based on my system, it just hasn't. So we can need to wait for our corrective structure to form, however long it may take. And if no opportunity presents itself, then no opportunity presents itself. We have to be okay with that, right? And my session time is from 10 o'clock from 9:30 to 12:30, right? We likely won't stay on the live all of that long, because I have to get the other video that I got prepared for you guys posted up and edited. But everything that I see will be sent out to our VIP members. So if we do see an opportunity, within our session time to scale in on this position, however long it may take, that's just what we'll do. We'll just wait for it, right? And this is the hardest part about trading. It's not, being able to read the markets. The markets is simple to read. Once you, like I told you, a friend of mine just started really looking at the markets, and he's starting to understand a little bit, the direction and how price moves, and certain things that we need to look for, right? Today, shout out to you, Joe. What was he looking at, right? So he was looking on this smaller time frame. Price was creating lower lows and lower highs. Price that came down right here, created a low. Then it broke through and created a high, right? So at this area, he was like, should we be looking for buys in this area if it gives a confirmation? And I was like, yes, technically, based on how the strategy works. But no, because it's not in our session time. Or no, it wasn't right here. It was, because that was way long time ago. It was, where was it? Price had created this low. Oh, okay, so here. So we had created this high up here, and then he was looking for a correction back down to this level for a continuation. Likewise is what we were looking for as well. What did price do though? It pushed through that area, which invalidated that setup. And all I was telling them is that we would just need to wait for our, 9:30 open. But in terms of the structure, price created this high, created a low, created a high, created a new lower low. Then it broke through that area with this push up. That now changes the structure bullish. And if we would have seen a bullish 1 hour candle or 4 hour candle close, it's likely that we would have seen a steeper move to the upside. But in fact, the 4 hour candle did close bearish, coming off of all the previous 4 hour candle bearishness. And now what we're seeing is price coming down to a key level of resistance. Hopefully we can get a correction back up into our key area of interest, and then a continuation to the downside. That would be ideal. What did we just see happen? Price created this low, created a lower high, created a lower low. So it's still in a confirmed bearish trend, but I would want to see more of a correction form before I look to scale in on the opportunity. I don't want to get in after all of this volume, right? After all of this just crazy volume to the downside, especially when we're coming into a key area of interest on the larger time frame. Why? Because it's likely that we could potentially see a corrective structure to form. Now, if price breaks through that area, that's a different story, right? But we want to wait for our correction. If you're in the chatter, be sure to drop a like on the stream. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm trying to beat yesterday's record of 1 like. So today we need 2 likes. I already did one, so you feel me? Now I just need somebody else. The more likes we get, the more take profits we hit. It's just proven fact. You gotta trust me on it though. Alright, so our 1 minute time frame is in fact creating just new lower lows here. 30-minute time frame closing bearish. If we get a sweep of this low, let's see if we can get a correction, right? We need a correction to happen. Oh, excuse me. Now, if price begins to rip to the downside here with this move, we could potentially see a 1 minute time frame move, right? Where price created this low here, we can see a correction back into this area and then target whatever the low is that's created. If in fact we do get this break of this low over here on this larger time frame. Area of interest, but just no opportunity. We swept the session low on the open. Let's actually go back to
Go in and break it high.
our FX market sessions. So what happened is swept the low, retested, and then continued pushing down. Now I will say the previous 4-hour candles were in fact bearish. What was the difference between all the other days is that we on the 4-hour time frame were coming off of generally a bullish volume. You got to look at the smaller time frame to see what I mean in terms of our high low gate sweep for a continuation in the direction of the trend. But yeah, we have our bearish candles close. Price came, swept the low. I mean, it's a beautiful retest. It's just not what we anticipated in terms of what our overall directional bias was going to be coming into the day. But did all the other time frames show? Yeah. Daily was bearish, 4-hour was bearish, coming into a key 1-hour area of resistance that failed to hold. Price, in fact, is bearish today. And so that's why we're just sitting here waiting for our sell positions and sell positions only. So let us see, can we get a correction? I'm going to set an alert at this area because when price gets here, I want to be notified if and when price gets there. Just a ton of volume coming off of the previous 4-hour candle. But this rejection of this low here, low still hasn't been broken. And ideally, what do we want to see? We want to see price to break this high here.
Sorry.
Huh?
So what low is that? Oh, I see. On 30.
Yeah. So ideally, we want to see, our 1 minute time frame flip from being in a bearish trend to now being in a bullish trend, right? That'll be our confirmation. And then to tap into our key level. And then a flip down, essentially. Well, once it taps into our key level, we're just going to take our entry regardless. But if we take it on the 5 minute time frame, we definitely do want to see that 1 minute time frame flip. If it comes to our 1 minute premium zone and closes as a bearish candle, we just take our entries from there. Because why? Because this is the likely highest point. This is and should be the highest point that price goes. Just within this wave, right? And more specifically, this is the key area. It's just not likely that price comes up to this level of resistance, but this is the key high. Why? Because it broke through the key low here, and we never really had a correction. Like, yeah, we broke through this low and corrected up, which is why I'm looking for this area to get tapped into, right? So price created this high, created this low here that broke through this low. We can see it a little bit better here on the 5 minute time frame. So we had this high, pushed down, broke through this low. Why isn't this a key high? Because this wasn't what broke the low. This whole wave is what broke this low. And the start of that wave is this move up here. So this isn't a key high. This is just a correction for the continuation of the move to break the low, right? This is what you would call your change of character. For price to go from in this bullish trend, creating higher highs and higher lows on a smaller time frame, to now breaking through those smaller time frame lows, correcting back up to the key level, and then a continuation down to your target profit. a beautiful potential scalable entry if we were anticipating an overall bearish move coming into the daily. But what do we see happen? That move created this low here, created a new high, and then broke through that low. And we just haven't seen a correction since, realistically. So that's why I have this as my area of interest. And price is just continuing to create lower lows and lower highs here on the smaller time frame, but the volume beginning to shrink up, right? And what do we do? I think we just broke through our low here. Goodness gracious. Yeah, so it broke. Let's set our low. How do I go back to the side? Oh, here it is. Beautiful. So now we just broke through that low, confirming that we are still in a bearish trend. I still want to see a corrective structure. Would prefer to see a corrective structure on the larger time frame. Right? We had this impulsive move. I want to see some type of pullback happen. It's likely now that we can see a steeper pullback because we have broken through this low with the increase or decrease, shall I say, in volume, but price just remains in a bearish structure. It hasn't flipped on this 1 minute time frame from being in a bearish structure to a bullish structure, which is what we would need in terms of looking for a possible entry or a correction, and then a possible entry. Just not wanting to get in after all of this volume here without seeing some type of correction. And this is perfectly okay. Why do I say that? Because now this means that we could see this gap get filled. And so now price is flipping. We get a larger time frame correction, even if it takes a longer time. The next daily, we close as a bearish daily. The next daily begins to pull back. Or at the end of the daily, we begin to pull back. The next daily continues to push up, creating a top wick for that daily. And then a continuation back down. We'll look for these gaps to get filled. Right, so if the opportunity doesn't present itself today that I'm ideally looking for, then we'll just have to wait for, that move to set up. It's not about trying to catch every wave. It's more so about being disciplined and executing on our proper setup. Price came to a key area, didn't break that low, and then it just pushed through and never came back. So tons of volume, just not ideally what we're looking for. These headphones are squeezing my ears, and there's literally no reason for me to have them on but to edit this video, which is what I was going to do. Where's my phone? So currently we have 2-3 trades on the week, one break even on Monday, a small loss on Monday, which I made a video on. That shouldn't have been a loss. That was my fault. That was my fault. Lost $300 on that trade, and then made yesterday $1,800 on the trade. You guys will see the video that I post, at the conclusion of this session. So we're up $1,500 on the week. We should be up like in a perfect week. Or Tuesday or Monday I don't tilt, and I missed my first setup, which caused me to be irrational and get in before seeing my actual confirmation. Wound up losing $300 on the trade. So and then after that, had I just waited, literally a perfect setup. Price had flipped, and it was a perfect flip setup. Or a continuation based trade based off of or a correction based trade based off of the flip that we had seen happen. And since my emotions were heightened, I was like, no, I'm not taking this. I was explaining to the group, what happened and things like that. And then yesterday, took the trade, made $1,800, but couldn't take it on my 2 Tradeovate accounts because Tradeovate was having maintenance, so I was only able to get it on one account. That would have made me an extra $2,400. So, that's been the week so far, right? That's been the week so far. So whatever today offers in terms of, the markets, what they're going to give us, is what it offers, and we'll look to execute on that. We're starting to get a little bit more of volume here with this smaller lower time frame structure, so we could potentially see a lower time frame continuation based trade. Not ideally my most favorite setup, but it might just be what it is that we get today, right? Because we could just have so much volume coming off of the previous 4 hour. Current 4 hour just formed a top wick and is looking like it's trying to make that push to fill the gap. So since we have so much volume, we don't want to not capitalize on an opportunity that it presents itself. So if we do see a smaller time frame, setup, then I'll be looking to take it. Just note that the smaller time frame setup based on this continuation on a lot of volume is slightly riskier. You don't have those extra steps of confirmation with your full-on correction and then your smaller time frame change of character to continue back in the direction of what the large time frame trend is. Right now we're taking basically would be an impulse based trade based off solely the volume, right? And we still need to see a pullback happen, but it just might not happen on a larger time frame. So this is why you have to understand and identify how the smaller time frame is moving at times. So we created a low, create a high, created a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, push down. Haven't formed a correction yet, but a correction and a possible continuation will likely be what we see, right? 1 minute or the 5 minute candles closing bearish, and the next 5 minute candle, or in the next 5 minutes, 6 minutes, this 5 minute, 15 minute candle will close bearish, along with this 30 minute candle, which we still got 30 minutes left in this 1 hour. But this 4 hour, the start of this 4 hour, went ahead and swept those lows immediately. We were looking for a correction, didn't really get it because of all of the volume we had. Price came to an area of interest. Slowed down in terms of volume and then picked it back up after breaking through that area and sweeping the low. Highly understandable in terms of what we get in price action and market structure. Definitely want to see a correction back up into these levels here. We potentially look for our scaling position, but I need to see at least on a smaller time frame. Like this is not a scalable position for me, right? I don't care that price created this low, created a high, created this low here, because this is not clean, right? This is not a clean price action. This is not something that you want to risk your money on, right? I need to see clean candle price action. So I want to see something like this here where price, forms this low and corrects, and then we get a solid candle close, right? Not the choppy range. And even on the smaller time frame, what happens, right? If we could dial to the 15-minute time frame, you would actually be able to see, or the 15-second time frame, you would actually be able to see. But price created a high, created a low, broke through that high, created a higher low, created a higher high, came down, broke through the low, right? The key low, corrected back up. A perfect 1 minute entry right here off of this candle. An absolutely perfect 1 minute entry if we are looking for this continuation based trade to the downside. Obviously, we can see hindsight is 2020. That's not what we were looking for at this area. We actually wanted to see a bullish flip from this area, but that's not what we got, right? That's not what we got. So now we need to wait for what the market gives us. And if we see a correction back up right here, that'll be a good sign. We can see a smaller time frame change of character. I definitely do want to see price create a high, create a low, and then flip, right? So ideally, it would be like price creates this high, creates a new low, breaks this high, comes back down, comes back up here, taps into this area, creates a new high, breaks the low, retests, and then continuation down. Right, so essentially we want to see two flips. Price to go on this smaller time frame from creating lower lows and lower highs, create a higher low, correction back into a key area of interest, and then a smaller time frame flip again. Likewise of what we've seen happen here, right? Price created that high, created a low, smaller time frame flip, went from bearish to bullish, and then flip back from bullish to bearish in the direction of what the volume was currently showing and showcasing. We got that smaller time frame flip, that candle here. So essentially the same thing. That'd be ideal. That would be, to me, an A+ setup. But price may just come into this area here, close as a push all the way up, close as a bearish candle, and then continue ripping to the downside. Why? Because, we just got a ton of volume. So let us wait and see. Set an alert at this low here. That would offer like the perfect setup. And I'm not gonna draw this session out, so we'll say like we'll stay until like 11:15 or so, 11:15, somewhere within that time frame, and we'll wait for confirmations, our entries. Remember, this 30-minute candle is about to close as a bearish candle, likely as a bearish candle. So we can see the next 30 give us our continuation based play for that move to the downside. Don't want to just sell off of this area just in general. Would love to see that candle confirmation. Yep. Just waiting, chat. Just waiting. Yesterday we got to move early into our session. And you can see here, ES, the Dow Jones is just pushing higher, right? And this is what we wanted to see for Nas. We wanted to see that smaller time frame change of character. Price to is creating lower lows and lower highs on the 30-minute. This is obviously yesterday. So let's go to what we were seeing today. But we wanted to see just how price pushed down here and then close bullish. We wanted to see the same move on Nas. We didn't see that move happen actually on Nas within this key area of interest. And in fact, it closed as a bearish candle. But essentially, this is what I was anticipating for today in terms of our market structure and our moves. So what happened on the 1 hour time frame? You can see price created this low here, created a high that broke through a key low. Let's actually dial down to a smaller time frame so you can see. So price created a high, created a low, and really it just broke through this high because this is the key high, this was the low. It just swept through correction and a potential continuation. But in terms of volume, we have an impulsive move up that takes out a smaller time frame level high, right? Because what did we see happen? Price came down, created a low. We corrected back up, created a new low. Then we swept all of these lower time frame highs. So with an impulsive move up. Then what did we see happen? A correction back down into that key demand zone. And then you see your smaller time frame flip from when we go from being in a bearish trend. Here, create a lower lows and lower highs. We sweep all of these highs. And price just begins to create, higher highs and higher lows. So we create a high here, push up. Let me see. 'Cause I swear this looked cleaner. Oh yeah, no, that's just what it was. So it really wasn't a scalable opportunity into this either. Especially, you create your high, create your low, create a new high, come back down, sweeps the low, and then this low here, and then
So
impulsively push up.
Corrective structure back down for the buy.
Yeah, so not what we're looking for, but this is what we're in fact looking for here. Didn't quite tap into my retest zone though. Five-minute candle just closed as a bullish candle. Let's see what we get out of this 5-minute here. If we get this is a bearish engulfing. I don't really like this setup in terms of a trade because price hasn't tapped into my key area of interest, and we're coming off of a previous 5-minute bullish candle closure, right? So this in theory should push up higher, and in theory I would want it to push up higher, shall I say, to tap into my key levels up here. This is why we wouldn't just sell based off of this 1-minute candle closing bearish as it gets close to it. I really want to see, and what we can likely see happen is this high gets swept here as there's no top wick above this area. Let me pull up trade locker. Yeah, you see that 1-minute high just got swept. Or the previous 1-minute high got swept. Yeah, structures likewise on this. So what do I want to see happen now, right? We just technically had a high get created, a low, and then a new high. I want to see this area get broken. This is the area that I want to see get broken, and then a correction back up and our confirmation candle, and then I'll go ahead and take sell positions. So, but definitely want to see a sweep of this high first. And likely a 5-minute candle close bearish. Offer some more confirmations, right? Pull it up. Make sure that we're ready to go on all accounts. All accounts. Oh yeah, my fault, Joe. I'm just seeing the message here, but yeah, the indicator is called FX Market Sessions. So you come over to your indicators tab, and then you can search FX Market Sessions. This one right here, and then what you'll have to do is you'll have to go into your settings once you pull it up, because it'll pull up all the sessions. So uncheck London, uncheck Tokyo, and uncheck Sydney, and then just leave New York, right? Just have New York checked, and then what I do is I have the opening range set, so that's the highs and lows of the opening range. So I have that set, and really just set it for history 100. So this will mean it'll go back 100 days, so it'll show you the last 100 New York sessions, and then you can just come back down all the way to the bottom and hit down here. You can hit save as default, and yeah. So basically, this just shows you when the start of the New York session is. And what I like to use this indicator for is just so that people can see just how much volume specifically in the New York session has in terms of NAS, right? We generally typically get a consistently big spike of a move during our New York session, which is why we like to trade specifically New York session. I'm not looking to get in a trade, prior to the New York session. I'm looking to get in a trade, after that 9:30 open, because a lot of times we see a spike on the open. So you could just see just how many big moves prices had, in that session. And why do we get big moves in the session? Well, that's because that's when the New York Stock Exchange opens, right? And the Nasdaq is the compilation of the top 100 stocks. So, and it's kind of an indication of how the economy is doing on the health standard as well, on an economic standard. Yeah, so price still remains in a bullish trend. If we get a sweep of this high, this now becomes the smaller time frame bullish low, or kilo, smaller time frame kilo that we need to see get broken. But if it doesn't break this high, then this still remains the low. I really want to see this get swept, this area right here. So like I'm not even gonna look for until that area gets swept, because price will likely tap into that. It's just a matter of waiting for it. Alright, so I'm gonna send this out to the Telegram. Alright, so let's see. Sweep this. Sweep the high. Sweep the high. Sweep the high. Boom. Alright. I'm just gonna pre-fire the high sweep. And then we're just gonna look for a target low here. Make sure everybody in the group knows. Nas. Yeah, so we just got not quite the sweep of that area yet, but price did just break that high. You see how it broke the high? It's market structure. You picking up what I'm putting down? Why did I think that they was gonna break this high? Why? Because price didn't have no top wick right here. It's creating higher highs, higher lows. Just closed bullish on the 1 minute. Still going up, right? We want to see our smaller time frame flip. That's when we're gonna get our trade entry. So just letting the chat know what it is that I'm looking for. The VIP know so that they are aware of what it is that we're looking for. So we want to see a sweep of this level. Let me pull up my other charts here. Let's go for sell. Stop. Stop loss right there. Take profit down here. Not bad, not bad.
Not a bando.
Yeah.
Can't find by me.
Hey, look, take it, right? And I might even go 2 contracts, right? Or 4 contracts
Facts.
on an account and just, you know what I'm saying?
No, facts.
Like I'll go 1 contract on one of the funders, but on the challenge account I'll go 2. Just put that at 400. I'm already up 1% on the account anyways, and I want to make 1,500 today, like the max profit today on this account.
No, that makes sense.
So I'm gonna actually change this one to 2 contracts. Which will put me at a profit target of about. You think it'll? Yeah, nah. I'm putting it at 1480. So, here we go, chat. All right, this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. Let me make sure I got it all up on all my other accounts. I don't know if my computer is lagging. I think my computer is lagging, chat. Alright, so we just got a... Wait.
No, not yet.
No, not yet, not yet. Waiting for a break of the low. Gonna set up this sell position here. Limit, stop. Let's go to limit, stop, limit, stop, limit, stop. Okay, there it is. I have not broken that low yet, chat. I'm just setting it up for what I could potentially be looking for. Being that we do get our smaller time frame, you know, change of character, change of trend. Alright. Let's see. Let's go sweep this low. Let's sweep this low. We just gotta wait. I'm willing to wait for it. Oh, now it's pushing bullish. In the last 2 minutes. In the last 2 minutes. But that's good. We're getting a 5 minute. Oh no. A 5 minute correction. Bro, what's going on? See, that's what I'm telling you. Like, as soon as I start to try to, like, looking for my entries, things start tweaking out. This is what happened yesterday. As soon as we got our entry confirmation, charts just want to tweak out on us. So we need to see that smaller time frame shift. Even if we get a push down like this, any correction back up into our area of interest, and then a continuation down, we'll be looking to take sell positions. That boy over there playing baseball. Oh my goodness. And then it closed bullish within the last 3 seconds, chat. That's why you gotta wait for the candles to close. Always wait for candles to close. Because when you go back and you back test the markets and you go review, all of those candles are closed, right? You don't see as the wick is getting formed. You don't want to get faked out with these wick plays, right? You wanna wait for your candle to close. So when we're looking for our confirmation candle, especially on our entry, like you'll see if you oh no, I haven't posted the video. But when I post the video, y'all see um our trade yesterday, there was 3 times where price in the last like 3 to 5 seconds flipped from being our bullish confirmation candle to being a bearish candle, and it continued to push steeper down. And if you get impatient and grow impatient and get in early entries and things like that, that's possible money that you'll be losing, right? Those are trades that you'll be losing waiting for the right confirmation and entry. And then by taking those trades, it goes on a tilt, right? So you end up, feeling like you can't take that trade because you've already taken too many losses, and when that setup arises, you're not able to execute on it because you don't reach your daily loss limit, right? So you don't want to do that. You always want to wait for the candle to close and wait for your confirmation. Wait for the confirmation. I know it sucks, but you have to sit there and wait for it. And sometimes there will be times where you don't get your candle confirmation, and trust me, go back to the video that I posted yesterday from our trade on Monday. I didn't wait for my confirmation on Monday after, it coming to my entry points 4 times prior and running to my target, but didn't give me my confirmation candle. And it became irritating. And the one time after 3 hours of sitting down, I step away for 3 minutes, literally 3 minutes, chat. It's live. Like you can, oh, well, I don't know if we were still on live at that point, but stepped away for 3 minutes, and within that 3 minutes got the most beautiful confirmation and flip, and price began to run, and I came back to the charts just as price would started running, right? So it was no time for me to be able to execute on the entry, and that ran to take profit would have ran a 1 for the risk to reward. And so after that, I tilted and took a trade that didn't abide by my setup and wound up paying the price for it, losing $300. Yesterday we was like, nah, we're not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't done that in a long time, but yesterday I did it. All right, we just got our sweep of our low. I'm just chatting to pass the time by, but we just got our sweep of our low. We want to see a correction form and then a continuation, right? Candle close bearish. We get a pullback right in here. Candle closes bearish. I look to take sales. We just got a bullish candle close. Hopefully we can get this bullish candle to close. Or this candle to close bullish too. Pull back like right up into this area here and give us a confirmation candle. What you looking at over there, brother? You in?
Nah, not yet.
Setting something up?
Just waiting. Previous 3 closed bearish, decided to 5, so it might tank.
Within this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still want to see some correction though. Previous 3 and 5 just closed bearish. Let me see. Oh yeah, that previous 3 minute did just close bearish. Let's see though. Hopefully this 1 minute candle can close bullish, and we see a little bit of a steeper correction. If not, we just might have to just go ahead and take our position from here.
Facts.
Yeah. Oh, chat.
You just tried to take it?
I was just about to.
You just gotta wait for a 1 minute correction.
Yeah, at this point.
Now it actually broke the low.
Yeah, dang, chat.
Yeah, but that was it.
Chat. How did that just happen to us, chat?
I gotta be on it.
It's alright. We're gonna wait for a correction, chat. Right? We're gonna wait for a correction. Hopefully we can get a steeper move back to this upside. And we'll look for our yeah, because see, I would have moved stops to break even and just got taken out at break even. Not gonna lie. Once we get volume in the direction of the trend, I'm in. Yeah, okay. So in the 5 minute close bearish, previous 5 minutes swept the low to 5, corrected back up. When did that happen? Let's go to it. Let's mark it out, right? This was the previous 5 minute candle low. Right here's the current 5-minute candle high. This is when we had the. Wait.
Come on, give a nigga a pullback.
Right here's the low. What candle is that? That's this candle. It's got to be this candle here. And then, yeah. So price just broke through this low, these lows here. Let's see if we can get a full-on correction and then a continuation. Is it likely? I can't say it is.
Start taking that shit on a 3-minute, bro. Say fuck it.
That's not it.
It always slips off the 3-minute zone.
But how many times though? Like what
Like
is?
correlation with the 5-15?
But like how often though? Like you know what I'm saying?
Often.
I know, but it's something that you haven't tested, so it's different. Test it first and then say that. All right, I'm gonna take it. I wouldn't forward test that on your live account. Respectfully. Just my personal opinion though.
No, I know.
Within our session, you know, pull up the FX market session and go back, you know, 50 to 100 days and see how often that performs in confluence with all the other time frames. Because it's more of a consistency thing than anything else.
No, I'm already knowing. That shit is pretty consistent though.
Yeah, we gotta definitively, you know, prove it though. That's the only thing. Don't get me wrong. If that's the trade that your mind and body says take, then take it. Always listen to your gut, and then just review after. But it's not something I personally recommend or I would do without going back and thoroughly testing the 3-minute. I'd rather have this break this low here and correct and give me one more trade than just try to, you know, force something that I'm not 100% certain in terms of my execution. Because if I lose, then that'd be a trade I'd be fucking mad about.
I mean, I'm not forcing nothing.
No, I'm not saying that you're forcing anything. I'm not saying that it was a force, bro. I'm saying that what you were talking about, we haven't tested as much, right? So I'm saying to test it before, you know, actually applying it on your account, your live account. That's what I'm saying. I think it would be more beneficial, but maybe that's just me, right? So like you've been on the 3-minute, you've been handling that. I just think it's better to, you know, back test it. Did it happen yesterday? Did it happen the day before? Do you know? You know, there's different questions that can be answered with just going back and seeing how often it performs historically.